Break it down.
Spirit of memory. We pay tribute to the courageous individuals who were instrumental in shaping the character of the United Arab Emirates. The strength that they left behind is reflected in Commemoration Day. If you would like to join the next global AI tech giant, you can register free at www.coolzone.ai.
Unicorn of Onpassive. Hey, guess what? It is Thursday, the 30th of November, last day of November. Today, I got Marty and the one and only, the voice, Robin Noble. Anyway, don't forget to register, ring that bell, give them both a thumbs up. We're going to have a recap. Here we are. And Robin's going to dazzle you. Here they are. Well, here we are, and I hope you, Robin, can live up to that unicorn, because I didn't say that. You know what I mean? That's not fair to build somebody up so high. They only got one where to go. Now, you know Robin's going to razzle-dazzle you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Definitely, I'm grateful that people come every day. I hope that we can inspire, have people think about some things, because I know this for a fact. Whatever I know, whatever percentage, forget it. It's probably 1%. If you feel like I do about Onpassive, your anxiety would be gone. There'd be nothing to do with Onpassive with anxiety. To me, it's a waste and it's unnecessary. We're in very good hands. Somebody is taking care of us better than anybody, probably, no joke, than anybody we're related to. And this person is taking care of complete strangers. We're not strangers anymore, but originally that's what he did. So anyway, Robin's going to come in after I'm done, and probably when I get into a coffee mode. But I want to go over a recap real quick, and then Robin's going to fill in, and we do what we do outside of when people see us. We have a lot of chatting, and a lot of ideas come on, and it's all about Onpassive as far as how we can help people and inspire and maybe get people thinking about different stuff. That's all. Anyway, keep praying for my little brother Chris. I want him back in the game. As much as he annoys me to death, but he's got to be here. It's not Onpassive without Chris. Anyway, let me get started. Yesterday before I came on, I did not know he was coming on. It was a welcome surprise. My brother Ash looked pretty beat up. I mean, the guy is in the front line. Let's remember that. He's in the front line of the battle of making the best, the biggest, the most perfect company in the world. And the reason it is that way is because he made it with heart. For anybody and everybody that decides to come check it out. For 4 years, 5 years really, spent talking to people because I want them to see what I see. And my belief and my love for the company has grown daily. And now I was talking with a few people, Robin and other people, and it's time to grab this yourself. I want to help people along the way, but we can't keep going back and trying to push people. There's nothing wrong with holding people above yourself, but you shouldn't have to drag people. You're not lending a hand down to drag them. You're lending a hand down to help them. And people need to walk. Why would I grab somebody's hand when they're dragging their feet? It doesn't make sense. Okay, let me get into the update. Ash noted his concern and condolence, obviously, for Angie Hahn, everybody. Angie's one of my favorite people in Onpassive. She's one of the favorite people in Onpassive. Her father passed away, and that's really sad. And Angie is unbelievable. She is one of these people that maybe some of you don't know, but she worked like a maniac. She did all the translation. I went to the German webinar a couple of years ago where I met her, and she translates everything word for word. She's one of the people that is the voice of Onpassive, and it's the truth. She always tries to tell 100% of the truth, which is a big deal to the company, Misty Mapara, myself, and most of you. As you can see, he said the merchants are back getting warmed up, which is increasing 20% daily and will double every week starting next week. So I want to get this out to everybody. If you're using a card and you're getting it's over the limit, it's not you, it's not your card. Don't call anybody. It's good. They are controlling it. Because originally when we came out in the very beginning where we were given guidelines of how many we should pay for a day, remember, you only need one account. But when you go to a credit card and you pay for more than one account with the same credit card in a matter of 3 minutes, it causes red flags. And then when tens of millions of dollars are moving, then a company at that time is very unknown. To us, it's known, but to the world, it was pretty unknown. It causes red flags. And because we didn't do one an hour, we had people do 10 in 15 minutes, and it caused a problem. So the company had to control the flow of payments, and that's what they're doing. And like he said, they will increase it daily starting next week, which is great. Everybody's going to have a chance to pay. Don't panic. Let that go. Everyone's going to have a chance to pay. When the opportunity's there and you can pay if you want to and you don't, and that's done, then we'll move on to the next part of Onpassive. Onpassive is going to keep rolling no matter what we do. That beast is let loose and asked himself, couldn't stop the momentum of Onpassive. This is what we want. This is a problem most companies would beg to have. Oh, our growth is too big and we're bringing in too much money. What? Crazy. Working on adding new global payment solutions as merchant solution for Onpassive will not be enough. It's not going to be enough. I tried to explain this before at my best. Listen, people say, well, Amazon, Apple, they're bringing in tens of millions a day, probably. They're not having a problem. Yeah, but when Apple started, they started in a garage or in an attic. When Amazon started with Jeff Bezos, I think it was in an attic or in a garage. They slowly moved into this. They didn't come in one day and say, I'm a unicorn. I mean, people don't do that. That doesn't happen. And it's a company that is not set up like any other company. And by the way, we are not one company. We have not been one company since we launched, and we'll never be one company. We're a platform called Onpassive, but we're many companies, many companies on one platform. And the privilege we had, the plus and the minus, the pros and the cons, we grew up in the journey. We walked along. We got a motion picture of the journey of creating this novel to the end where we can read, here we are. No company opens their doors unless everybody see it. Trust me, anybody, Zoom, Apple, Amazon, if we were sitting in the room and we took the journey with them, you would have seen the ups, the downs, the pit holes, the fall, the rain, the mud, the crap. We would have seen it, but we didn't. We saw the end result. And what we're seeing now, we're starting to see the end result. That's what people are going to see when they come in. But the privilege was, I am fortunate, I feel blessed that I got to take this journey, because trust me, no matter how much money you may make, no matter how much wealth you may rake up into your little pile, what will matter the most are the memories. the memories of meeting people in Onpassive like myself with Robin and the friends I have at night and Chris Johnson and thousands of people around the world. That is priceless. That is priceless. Because the day you're about to leave this world, you're not going to be thinking about how much money you have. I guarantee that from all the things I've read. So we're very fortunate to be in this journey. And I talk to people and I hang with people that see it like I do. Why? Because I don't understand not seeing it that way. I'm sorry. I just don't. Anyway, let me move on because Robin's going to fall asleep and I'm going to have to go get her. They're working on global payments. They're going to have many. Okay. It's going to be a hybrid something, just like the company. The company's a hybrid. You have to mold and build, who would think, hey, if you're giving more money to people and you're bringing in more money and you're building wealth you're distributing wealth for thousands and millions of people, that it would be hard. You would think that's the right thing to do. That should be simple. It's not. It's something new. In our pipeline, he said there are more than 200 banks worldwide that will be able to offer different solutions to handle the traffic. Why? Because Mr. Mupara built it, and they are coming. You saw the movie, Field of Dreams. This is Onpassive of Dreams. It was built. They are signing agreements everywhere with huge companies. Everything you could imagine, agreements, people that want to join Onpassive. So what happens? You got to get ready for that. You got to keep changing and building. He said, we will stabilize, and then we're going to start scaling. We're on track. It has been a warm-up process. Ensure compliance, abide by the global legal. Listen, every country's got a legal thing that you could do this here, but you can't do it here. You could do this here. So all that's got to take place at the same time. Everyone will be able to pay, and that will enable us to activate the payout process. It's a massive process to overcome. We were born as a unicorn, and we needed to catch up. Exactly what I think I tried to explain just now. Current pending payouts are under review, and we will be updating you. For India, we will have a UPI option, which is quick with no fees for immediate process. This was said to my Indian brothers and sisters, but the leaders of that they know who they are, you know who they are going to explain this to you. Do not change what you hear. Don't add to it. Don't hype anything up. Onpassive doesn't need hype. Onpassive needs you to tell the truth. That's what's going on. So read the update. It was done very, very well. Okay, the experience has given us good space to ramp up the production level, and several products are lined up for mid-December. We're good to observe the growth. Okay. Keep in mind, whatever we think we know, which we don't know that much, the company is moving all different facets. Ask doesn't have everybody looking at one thing. They all have their job to do. So everything's moving forward. This beast has been let loose. Listen, I love Mr. Mupar, but he would tell you himself, he couldn't stop this monster even if he wanted to, which is a good thing. But now you got to build around it to make sure to get us through this shaky time of growth, which is the hardest part, especially in something nobody's ever done, that eventually we're going to see smooth sailing, growth, bigger, scaling, bigger, growth. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll be glad, you'll be happy, most of you are, that you said yes to be a founder. Trust me. Goes well, products, features will roll out mid-December. So mid-December, we're going to start seeing new products. I want to be sure people have funds for the holiday. That's Mr. Mupara. By the way, you heard my voice yesterday. I didn't know I sounded like this until I got on my live. Right before Dawn said, I can't even hear you. Good. Anyway, this is what kind of a leader we have. Texts me and says, you going to be okay? Did you try this? Did you try that? This is the guy that's working like a mule, asking me how I feel. Unbelievable. We're sure funds for the holidays. We are geared up for a good finish to the end of the year. Great start from the beginning of the new year. Next year looks like it's going to be something that you could only dream of. We're looking to pay out weekly. We will announce a date for when we allocate the traffic. Okay, let me say this again. We will announce a date when we allocate traffic. So nobody's going to be surprised. Tell everybody what I just said. Go read it. It's not going to be, oh, they're giving out traffic on Wednesday. Oh, my God, I'm not paying until Thursday. That's not what he said. We'll tell you ahead of time. So calm down. Don't call your company if you can't pay. I don't believe that's an issue. The issue is they're controlling the flow. Thank God. Thank God. We will get the coverage. We will get this covered 3,000%. It's a process. It's a lot of work. We have learned so much by going through these resolutions. Listen, by taking this path of so much resistance, you learn from it. And Ash is a person that if the struggle wasn't hard, he wouldn't believe that the reward is worth it. I'm telling you, that's who he is. And I've learned that in my life. Things come too easy. Usually the reward is not that good. So from what he's going through that we don't have to do, it's going to be something we could only dream of. I believe that. We have this incredible bonus and sales throughout the month of December, and you should take advantage of this. Okay. We know that you can go in and get O Connect. They are practically giving it away, and you should take advantage of it. View as a chapter of life. View as a new chapter of life. As we overcome the massive growth challenges, we started bigger than anticipated. I am thrilled that we have been able to always find a solution. Thank you, Daryl Cook, Dan Street, Peter Sir, and the one and only Janet Butler for all the notes that you took. And I'm gonna turn it over to Rob, and I'm gonna add some stuff about people paying or not paying or whatever. Robin, I'm sorry if I chatted too much, but let me see. I'm gonna turn it over to you. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I just made it bigger. Okay. Oops. All right, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Robin, and hopefully she will make more sense than I did. Anyway, go ahead, Robin.
Marty, thank you so much. It's, again, a joy and a pleasure to be with all of you. I hope I'm not outdoing my welcome. You know what? These are exciting times. And many of us have known about Onpassive from its early days. I'm coming up to 5 years. And some people now are clocking in just over 5 years. So this is not something that is new. And for 3.5 years, Onpassive's doors were open to accept founders. And the joy of that means that we were the early registrars, the early people to learn about what Onpassive is and what the mission is from Ash, what his goals are, what he was hoping to do for the world and for founders. Since closing the opportunity for founders to join us, it's more than a year now. We're close to a year and a half. And the same mission, the same goals, the same idealism, and the same hopes and prayers from Ash are still to help us and to help the world. So none of that has changed from the moment that I joined, and it has not changed since everybody else has joined. So there's really no reason not to believe in Onpassive. If you've followed the steps, if you've been part of the live webinars, or if you've listened to the recordings, or you've read the notes, you should be able to stand tall and stand proud with what Onpassive is doing in the world known and unknown to us. And when you start to see the different news feeds and the messages that are coming out from O Media, what you see is being posted in the Onpassive social media sites, that is truth. What Ash tells us is truth. The partnerships that are happening to benefit the world, but to benefit us, is something that you will either believe or not believe. And that's your choice. You joined Onpassive. Hopefully nobody forced you. It was your choice to join. We paid the $97 to join, to take a spot and take a stake in this opportunity, which is a business, a global business, a huge business. And then just a few months ago, Ash turns around and refunds that money to us. He credits our OMail, our wallets, with 97 US dollars worth in 97 Ocoin. So it hasn't cost us anything to be part of this amazing company from the moment you joined. The second thing that we were told when we did come into Onpassive was that there would be an activation fee. And again, Ash blows us out of the water with the amount that we've actually ended up paying. Originally, there was an amount that was given, and we ended up paying, many of us, $143 US for 90 days. That's huge. That was a very special founder's package that he put together for us. The public, the customers, are paying the standard rate right now. But then, because there were financial hiccups and because there were challenges in setting up, which happens in any business, but with this business, we're having this, quote, problem of magnitude and size and the huge, largest amounts of money coming in and trying to be moved around in a company that is starting straight out of the gate. Some will say a unicorn, some will say just an amazingly huge company, and the numbers have never been seen before. The financial merchants cannot handle the volume of what is happening within Onpassive's money exchange, purchasing OConnect, and then also the requests for the withdrawals. So because of those hiccups, Ash turns around and makes November 24th, mark your calendars, which was also Chris Johnson's birthday, a special day. And he says that for those who purchased prior to that date, he was going to extend and give us a fourth month within that 143 that we paid. And for those who had not yet paid, he was giving an additional $50 bonus, which meant that you now have until the end of the year to purchase 90 days worth for $93 US. No company in the world has ever done something like this. So we've got nobody to compare Onpassive to. Other companies will be looking to Onpassive, to this business model, to this business way of doing things. And I've said this from the day one when I came in. This is going to be taught in business schools around the world. The generosity, the integrity. And by the time they start teaching it, and by the time other companies start integrating this way of doing business, I'm sure it will have been fine-tuned by then, and many will not have to go through the initial steps like we are going through to make this happen and make this available and show other people that it is possible in the world. There was a graphic that was out and circulating on social media about the leader of the pack and being out there. And it was a pack of wolves, and there was one wolf right out front, and that was the one that was making the footmarks and the treads in the snow, with all the other wolves from the pack following in those footsteps. We are that lead wolf. Onpassive is the one making those steps in the snow. And the other companies, those who have heart, those who develop and decide to change their way of business dealings, will be the ones following in our tracks in the future. So I believe, and this is my personal opinion, that we are at the point now where we start to separate the believers and the non-believers within the Onpassive membership itself. And if you don't want to activate, if you don't want to pay the $93, that's your affair now. That's your choice. Just like you had a choice to come in to Onpassive or not. So you're not going to hear many of the people that you have supposedly looked to, turned to, put on pedestals and all the rest of it say, you must activate, you must pay this. You know what your action will create. If you don't purchase, then you will not receive the additional benefits, bonuses that are still to come, still to be identified or not, and traffic, because you will not be considered an active founder in this scenario. And for those of you who do believe and who were not able to because of the financial merchants and their discrepancies in what was going on, you will jump at this because you will appreciate the fact that you still can get the 90 days and you're also getting it for less. And what a bonus and what a special, special gift this is for all of us. So please, you make up your own mind on all of this. You do what you want to do, but have the courtesy and the decency and the integrity to let the people that you brought into Onpassive know that they have this very same option. Because when you look at numbers and when you watch and see the number of people who attend a live webinar, whether Ash is on or not, you look at the numbers of the people who are watching the recordings on all these different YouTube channels, and when you check and see the numbers of who are making thumbs up or comments in chat groups and notes and things like that, we are way, way, way below the 50% mark of reaching founders who know about what is happening in Onpassive. And that's sad. So please be respectful of the people that you brought in, and whether you brought them in with that other business model type of mentality to get the numbers in, or whether you truly spent time with each one and you developed a relationship and you explained it and you spent time together, have that respect and courtesy for them having followed you into Onpassive so that they know that they have a choice now in what they can do, and that it's less money for them to join now. And they still get their 90 days included in that bonus gift price. My choice is to join and to be part of Onpassive and to jump in with 2 feet. I have seen and understood what this is almost from the beginning. And I have been so grateful to what I have understood and how Onpassive has helped me advance in my own learning and abilities in something that I was losing my self-confidence, losing my own personal awareness through fear and through the disabilities that I was living with and do live with. I also put every other business that I had looked at, thought about, been part of aside, knowing and understanding that there would be a proper time within Onpassive that I would be able to bring forth those parallel businesses and companies that have got the integrity and the same heart-based missions as what Onpassive has. And many of you came into Onpassive because you had other businesses that you wanted to use the tools of Onpassive to promote and work with. Well, we're nearly at that point right now. That platform is already developed, but Ash is not going to bring that forward until he's able to ensure that the finances, both coming and going into our accounts and to purchase and activate, are fully functional. In addition to that, he has other products, both virtual and physical products, for us to be able to earn commissions on through the sales of either our own efforts and or the efforts of the company. So there has to be a stabilizing of all of this and then an upscaling and a stabilizing. That is what this business is all about. We need to adjust to what is happening in Onpassive. Enough of this flying off the handle with anger, frustration, fear, attitude when you're talking to other founders, when you're talking to group leaders, when you're making posts in different Facebook groups. We need to adjust to what is happening in Onpassive, knowing and believing and understanding that it takes time for these changes and these positive changes to take effect because the company is so large. This is a global company, and we already have many, many, many products in queue to be released. And those in the executive teams who are traveling and who are talking to different governments, to different industries, to different sectors of other countries, they know what these products are. They're already talking into the future of what is already in Onpassive's storefront and ability to purchase and ability to use. And they are listening to what these other countries and governments and divisions are looking for. And they are able to say, Onpassive has got the tools that will help you. That is how some of these partnerships are happening. Because of our integrity, because of our good products. And remember that what we are seeing is not the final product. This is not the product that is being shown to the world. We will be the ones adapting and adjusting to the shifts and changes that Onpassive is creating and doing for us. Onpassive will not adjust to us. Our thinking is too small. Our knowledge is too small. And if we cannot understand the largeness, the humongous size of what Onpassive is, that's fine. But don't start putting up roadblocks. Don't start putting in fear. Don't start worrying about what is happening. Let the system work. Let it happen step by step the way it needs to, the way Ash is doing it, and the way even beyond what Ash wants to do, what legal and what compliance, for the global laws, for the laws and rules and regulations of each country that Onpassive has to adhere to in order to make this work for all founders. So please be aware of all of this. Let's work together. Let's not have the founders be the challenges, make the founders the ones causing problems for the company. Let's make sure we're all saying the same thing, which is the truth. I don't believe we have to make anything bigger than what it is. It's already huge. It is massive. We don't have to exaggerate. We don't have to embellish what we know. And if we don't know it, then it's the time now, if you want to take responsibility, to go and read the blogs, to go and read the websites, to check and see what's going on. Be part of Onpassive Nation Facebook group. Learn and see the questions. And please, when you join any of these groups, scroll up and down, see what the other comments are, see what the other questions are. Because quite often you will find so much information and so much help in how your thoughts, your questions, and how other people are thinking. You are not alone, and you will find community in all of this helpful and supportive to what you are thinking about. So let's work together with all of this. Onpassive is a storefront. We have a one signature, a one login entry into this massive, massive store where we will be having products put on the shelves of Onpassive. And we will be able to sell them. We will be able to buy them. But the company is also going to be selling them on our behalf if we have become a founder, if we have become an affiliate and signed that NDA, and if we have chosen to activate and purchase OConnect. So these are the steps that we can take. But if you choose not to do them, that's fine. But in turn, you cannot expect the company to do business for you if you have not taken those preliminary, simple, basic steps to connect and to put the key in the ignition to legally allow Onpassive to do what it has said all along that it would do for us. Let's stay in the now. Let's stop, take a deep breath, and exhale. And do it again. Because now, even more than before, Ash is going to lead us through information, either directly or through the Onpassive 360s, and he will be giving information about what is happening and what the next steps are and what gates are opening and when. Please read the notes. Please listen to the recordings. If you can attend live, that's wonderful to hear the passion and excitement in Ash's voice, because he is so excited. Yes, he's working incredibly hard, as are the teams, as are the executives. They are exhausted, and nobody wants this to be successful more than they do for us. So let's support them with positive thoughts, positive ideas, and if you cannot do that, that's fine. But then stay quiet. Take a step back and watch and see what happens. Because you have got until the end of December to make that decision to still activate, to still be part of that founder's package for 90 days. And then you don't have to pay again, and you can still watch and see what is going on. You came into Onpassive for a reason, as did I. And in my opinion, to leave Onpassive now is possibly one of the most foolish things I can imagine somebody doing. We haven't even seen what is possible. We've heard. We're starting to see from the back office and what is going on. But let's do what we can to be supportive, to work together, and not be another problem that Ash has to solve, or the legal department has to solve, or compliance has to solve. Because whatever we post out there in social media, other countries, other governments are all watching this. And if we're not saying something positive, because that's how we feel, or because we're using incorrect terminology, or because we're embellishing and making it bigger than what it is, we're causing problems for the company. I don't want to do that, and I really don't think most of you do either. Marty, that's me for now. I know you're going to talk again, and then I've got some other things probably to add in later on. But thank you.
Whoa, very good, Robin. I mean, you're no Chris Johnson, but man, you gave it a heck of a try. I'm just kidding. That was amazing. I actually got lost in I was listening to everything you're saying. I forgot I was on on here with you. No, it's fantastic. One of the things I as you were talking, we believe the same thing, so it's very easy to understand, is hyping this up. How can you hype up the Burj Khalifa? How can you hype up a diamond? How can you hype up Onpassive? Just say what it is. It's already bigger than life. There's no reason to do it. And like Robin said, this is really important to all of us. Let's not make the job for the company. Let's not add to their problems. Let's enhance. Ash just wants us to deliver the truth. We don't need to embellish. I mean, here's my point, and Robin's saying the same thing. If you have to come out and exaggerate, like you're in an MLM and blow it up, $1 million in 10 days, then you don't really know what you're in. I'm telling you the truth. If I was going out, and I don't go to friends and family, big mistake if you think you're going to do that. To friends and family, you're that blockhead you grew up on the street with, okay? Don't do that. But what I'm saying is, when you look at this and you know what we know, if I went to somebody, I would not tell them in the beginning everything about Onpassive. You know why? Because it sounds too good to be true. You have to dumb down and bring down Onpassive for it to be even sound true. So why would you blow that up? Oh yeah, we own 2 floors in the Burj Khalifa. We signed agreements with this. We're here. Come on. People say, what? Yeah, right. Yeah, we were born a unicorn. Okay, yeah, you're a unicorn, all right. I mean, come on. I'm saying there's no reason to take this and make it bigger than it. It's already bigger than what you think it is. None of us know how big it is. So tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Okay, to be as corny as I can, it will set you free. And like Robin said, there's a couple of things I do not have patience for. I have patience for all the time I've been here. Me being a marketer, and I can say that, a true marketer, I could drive traffic, new people every day to whatever I wanted to do. Myself, Mike, and Dan. We did it long enough that even an old dog can learn some tricks. The point is, I'm here because this is what I've been looking for my whole life. This is what I'm looking for. I want to go to Disney World with my friends. What good is it a freaking amusement park by yourself? What good is a good fortune in life and travel? If you're traveling, wouldn't you like to travel with people that you took the journey with? Wouldn't you like to visit somebody that you were with through the good, the bad, and the ugly? I would. In the other world, in that other make-believe world called MLM and all that, where 1% make it or 1.5% and the other percent lie, what? That's not a life. That's chasing a dream, and you never catch it. Onpassive is a platform of dreams come true. It will catch your dream. It's letting you know, what do you have? There's no boundaries. I said this when I was growing up. I thought about life and what we do as we get older. When you're a little kid, there is no gate, there's no wall, there's meadows as far as you can see. For most of us watching this, some of us didn't have that fortune. We weren't that fortunate. But me, I was fortunate. I grew up in where everything in my mind, I thought I could be a fireman, I could be an astronaut, I could be whatever I want to be. And as life went on, and I jumped into just above broke, called a job. I got married, had a beautiful family, couldn't ask for better. Unbelievable wife. I owe her. That's why everything's in her name. No, but anyway, the point is, all of that, as time goes on in your life, you start to see these fences showing up in your life, in your mind. And eventually, most people, 50, 60, 70, 80, die. The fence, they don't even own a quarter acre in their mind. In fact, they don't think they're worthy to walk outside the gate. That's not me, that's them. And that's utter bullcrap. You need to go back to where there's no fence, there's no wall. And Onpassive has made that possible. There is no ocean between me and my brothers and sisters in Bangladesh, India, Africa, UK, Canada. There's no fence, there's no water, there's no walls. We can meet, we talk, we've met each other. I spend more time with people in Onpassive than my own family. I'm not talking about my immediate family here. We're here every day. They're living Onpassive with me, whether they like it or not. I'm in the living room. But the point is, and when things start to do well, will it mean a lot for me to do well? Come on, I'm not an idiot. Of course it would. But just as much, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you don't have to believe me. It doesn't matter. You have to believe ass either. I'm telling you, it means a lot to me to know that other people are going on the same ride. I'm not on a luxury yacht and you're in a canoe. We're all on the yacht and we're all moving forward. What other company do you know in MLM? We got to hustle because Red's coming on in 6 minutes. What other company do you know in MLM where everybody is their brother's keeper? They're worried about how well everybody else does. They're not. It's not structured that way. Only the strong survive. Only the knowledgeable can get ahead. And if you're working 2 jobs, you're a single mother, you're going to fail. And that's the name of that game. The name of that game is 1-2% make it, and they're satisfied with that. That's not me. I left that world. I came here when people said, "Are you crazy? You could market. Why don't you just go market and make a few thousand, 100,000, 10,000, and just jump around? You could do it for the rest of your life," because that's not me. I want people to go with me. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Robin, because if I don't stop, we're going to run into Red. And I know Red's doing this right now. What the freak? Anyway, go ahead, Robin. You say what you have to say.
Thanks, Marty. You're absolutely right. And if we were sitting in a room having conversations with everybody who's with us now, this is how we would be talking. This is what we do. It's time to take responsibility. We know where to go and get answers. We know that the back office in OFounders in the update section is where you'll find your notes. You'll also be able to go to the webinar section in there to find out where the webinars are listed. And there's some excellent ones all around the world that are happening at all different time checks. You also get the recordings of those happening there. You've also got the Onpassive Nation YouTube page and anybody else's page you choose to follow, but that one will always give you the truth. That doesn't deviate. Excuse me. You've also got YouTube channels, Marty's, mine, Chris's, Red's, Julie's, and so many other people's as well. Truth is what goes on those channels, and you can listen to those at any time that you want to. I really seriously doubt that any of you will come to us, or anybody that you have either put on a pedestal or think knows more, or any other way you want to look at this. I don't believe that you will come to us to ask us how to spend your money. So take responsibility. This is your business, and this is your business to the level at which you want to participate in it, whether it's actively selling and promoting and talking to people about Onpassive, or because you're unsure of what to do and say at the moment, you wait and you're letting the company do it through onpassive.com. And when the opportunity arises, be able to purchase specific targeted traffic for your position. Those are the options right now. You know what to do. We know how to do this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves of where we are. Right now, the focus is on the payment merchants. It's enabling people to be able to activate and purchase their OConnect. And very shortly, Ash will be giving us the timeline and the wherewithal and the how-to of being able to make the withdrawals. So stay in the now, follow the step-by-steps, and don't start jumping ahead to, well, what do I do with this? How do I do this? What about this? We will be told, and from that information and those instructions, it will then ripple out to everybody else. If you are talking to other people and they are negative, or they're saying you're in a cult, or they're telling you that you're not doing something that's legal, etc., it's your choice. Stop talking to them about Onpassive, or continue and face their comments all the time until they see the bigger picture. And that might be Onpassive being advertised and marketed in North America, if that's where you are, or in your particular country. And truth be told, I do not believe that Onpassive will be marketing in North America for quite a few years yet. That's my personal opinion for various reasons. So what is happening out there in the world, in Dubai, in Africa, in India, in Egypt, and many more countries that are about to be announced in terms of the marketing plans. Thank you for what the company is doing, because that is also helping me here in Canada to receive and be part of what Onpassive is doing for us. Winding down, I know, as Marty said, Red is nervous about this. Please, everybody, we love our Angie Han. She was and is the person in Germany. She is amazing, and she's a global leader. And she and her family are going through such heartache and sadness because of the death of her father. Please go to her Facebook page, put your prayers, put messages of support. Do not ask questions at this time. She may not be able to get to it, but she will know that it's coming and she will feel it. And when she can look at their messages, she will be touched by the outpouring of love that she so richly deserves for all what she has done in her dedication to founders around the world. Also, for our dear Chris, who is still not well. He has his moments. He's up and down. He can croak. We saw him yesterday. He looked gray. He needs to rest. please do not send Chris text messages, phone calls, emails asking for help at this time. Go to his Facebook page, put love, send prayers, encouragement, positive messages. Do not ask him to help you with a situation or a problem that you might face. There are so many places that you can find your answers on your own, or put a post somewhere in Onpassive Nation, Facebook, for instance, or any of the other people's Facebook pages that you have subscribed to and are part of. Chris needs the rest of this week to be quiet, and then he will be able to make his own decision whether he comes back out next week or whether he needs more time to recover. So thank you very, very much, Marty, for having me on with you again today. To me, it's always very special. I feel truly blessed to be with you. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I look forward to a blessed days and weeks to come with Onpassive. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Obviously, you're here many times a week. You'll be here. Don't worry about that. Anyway, see you all in red. Sorry. You get two people like me and Robin. Time flies by. Anyway, see you all. Thank you for coming. Everybody go see Red, please. And tell Red Marty and Robin is sorry. Anyway, see you all. Bye.
Bye.